And part two while I'm here. Trees further down the riverbank, trees much further down the riverbank, and this very big tree in glorious colours, because it's autumn, right here. And there's very obviously a lot of perspective from these leaves to the tree trunk. Way up there, chap walking his dog, and my tripod. I'm going to back away along this path. And you can see the perspective disappear from leaves to tree trunk. And there's still obviously distance between the two trees. And what you're getting now is a wider and wider angle, so everything in this picture is looking smaller and smaller as I get further and further away. But the stuff that's only just come in at the edges is shrinking the fastest. If I zoom back in to where I was standing, perspective's all gone, hasn't it? You can't point on full zoom. From those leaves there to that tree trunk there, perspective has been flattened. The thing is, in my first 10 paces away from that tree, I went from, I don't know, 3 paces from the trunk to 13 paces from the trunk. That's a horrible number. In my first 9 paces from the tree, I went from 3 paces from the trunk to 12 paces from the trunk. Quadrupled the distance. But I have to go another 27 paces to do that again. This tree is 40 metres away. That red one is 100 metres, that red one is 100 metres away. If I go another 10 paces, I'm adding 25% to the distance to that tree, but only 10% to the distance to that one. And if that one's at 120, I'm adding 8.3%. How do I know it's 100 metres? Because I paced it out. It's not exactly 100. But I wanted to leave that tripod at a visible distance from the tree. There you go. So the angular size of this tree is going to shrink down from that much of the screen to that much of the screen, that much of the screen, and that much of the screen. It's going to shrink quite quickly from there down to there, and more slowly as I get further away from it. You can also see the tripod at the moment. I can just about line up the black knuckle of the height adjuster down here with the bottom, and the top of that vertical tilt handle with the top of the red tree. And I'm, what, 5 paces from the tripod? About double the distance. And the red tree is about the same size on the screen, but the tripod has shrunk a lot. It's a lot smaller on the screen. Same size tripod, I haven't adjusted it. There we go. At this point the tripod is barely visible. If I zoom in so it looks like where I was, I'm going to have to go down the side here to get the angle. Relative to the tree, the tripod now looks tiny. And can you tell how far apart those two trees are? Really? This is what happens when you see a photograph of a tiny city skyline silhouetted against an absolutely enormous moon. There are 2 ways that photograph happens. One is somebody took 2 photographs, one of the moon, one of the city skyline, and just superimpose the skyline on the moon, which is cheating and bullshit. The other is that instead of taking a photograph from, I don't know, 10 metres up a hill the other side of the lake, went way off, up into the mountains, and used a telephoto. And got this effect. Tiny little tripod. Full-size tripod. Absolutely enormous moon, or in this case, absolutely enormous red tree. And plenty of glare, because this camera does not like heavy differences in light levels. I've lost count of paces. I'm going to go way down here anyway. Nice peaceful quiet walk in the country, enjoying the bird song and total absence of industrial noise. I wish. Right, I'm about to lose sight of that tree that was huge on the right side of the screen, because it's that one there. Sorry, there. That is the tree that was here on the right side of the screen. That's that red tree which was towering above me, and the tripod is just down there. Now if I zoom in, you have again got tiny tripod, huge red tree. The change in that image from going those extra 60... Free spider day. Free spider with every video. The extra paces haven't made that much difference to the perspective there anymore, but they have brought this tree into the frame, and they're about to bring that one in. You'll be able to see it shrinking fast at first. Must be a lot of balsam around here. This place stinks a bit. And now on the zoom, you've got tripod relative to tree. And unfortunately, the curve in this path means you've lost sight of the other one that was there at the start. There we go. You can only see the trunk of it, but it is there. There is the red tree I was standing under, and just there is the one that's 20 metres further down the path. Ish. As I'm now about 200 metres from... No, I'm more than that, am I? There you go, I just fell for it. As I'm now about 200 metres from it, and I looked at my tripod and that red tree and I thought I must be further than that, because that's 100. Perspective has been flattened. Does that tripod look like it's only halfway to that tree? This appears to be an organic farm. There are a large number of insects crawling on me. I can't go much further without losing sight of it. I'll go as far down this way. Maybe that's part of why there are so many flies around. Something killed a pigeon. Way down here, I'm running out of distance to use. That's tripod and tree. If it can focus, it can focus, that's good. It's the tripod and the tree. Does it look as if that tripod is any significant distance this side of the tree? Could be right underneath it, couldn't it? Because you can't see all the ground between them. And you can see the tree's shadow on the path behind the tripod. But how far behind the tripod does it look like it is? 100 paces or 20? So there you go, telephoto flattens perspective.